far, so good. We haven't had any big skirmishes happening early on. It's been interesting. The first couple of games you saw on the patch, every game was like 4, 5-on-5, smoke into smoke action, but this seems to be the case whenever we have a new patch, that after a little bit of time with the map changes, everyone's like, you know what, let's just have normal lanes, bro. It's chilled. Let's not go too crazy. Let's just try and figure out this game because we're pretty much all learning from scratch.
Yeah. And usually when a new patch does drop, it's a big thing for a lot of these teams to just kind of fight their way into the patch and try and figure out what's good and what's bad. So I feel like now that we've seen a decent amount of professional Dota on the patch, obviously with the major starting tomorrow as well, we've got a whole lot of extra matches to be able to watch. So I feel like this series here is probably going to be a little more normal from what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Still is going to be crazy, the fact that we've got an offlane Nyx assassin that's going to be playing with the Snapfire. We've still got the Twin Gates. We've still got all the wacky stuff in the patch, but I still think it's going to be a little more normal for us to watch out this time around.
By the way, as Fluke is mentioning, because the major starts tomorrow, the tiebreakers will be happening around the same time as the first major games. And who cares about the first games of the group stage? We'll make sure that you're here on PGL Dota 2 to watch these tiebreaker games. But let's see how this game is going to break out.
Doesn't matter.
First game of group stage, first day, whatever, who cares? Top lane, 7 Aramis will be playing against Hanskid and Charlie. You know, as much as I can feel there's potential for this Nyx assassin to have a lot of influence later on in the game, as much as you have tons of regen in the laning phase, I cannot envision them realistically threatening Charlie's life unless he massively outplays or underplays this lane. Should be perfectly A-OK on the CB.
Yeah, I think they need to wait till like level 3 for them. If they get 2 levels in the Scatterblast, 2 levels in the Impale, and maybe 1 level in the Mind Flare, they could be pretty scary to be able to deal with, especially into a TV who has very, very low starting strength. So that is something that OG are definitely going to be looking towards here in this lane, but now Seb is in trouble.
Nice. Got themselves a first blood. It's not just on a regular Nyx assassin, Fluke, it's a off-lane Nyx. So getting this additional gold feels very, very good. And one of the great things about Nyx assassin is his regen. Natural amounts of absurd regen. Normally assists him in staying alive in the laning phase, but not going to be the case here. Ends up dropping his first blood. You feel even better as Charlie because then you didn't pop your meta for nothing. You actually got something out of it. Feels amazing.
And you can see now just spamming out the reflection. It's very, very hard for Seb to deal with, right? Because he just constantly gets right-clicked by his own illusion that he can't really deal with. And the spam from both these two heroes is something that most people really don't talk about. Is the laning phase from a Terrorblade is actually pretty good now with the reflection. It was good in the past, but now that the reflection slows attack speed as well, it means that you can kind of mess up a lot of people's last hitting abilities in these lanes. So it means that Charlie as well as Hans going to have a pretty good lane to be able to spam out these heroes.
Mid lane, one of the other lanes that we saw being spammed a little bit. So far, Trin is doing decently, but as usual, mid is going to be boring as hell. No need to pay attention to there, at least until level 5. It's all about these side lanes. We haven't looked bottom in a bit, you know. S4 and Ponlo on the Underlord and Rubik versus No One and Kitrak. Top lane, I don't think we'll get a kill on this next wave just yet. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try and make an aggressive play bottom, but I guess it's because S4 doesn't have Pit of Malice just yet, so feels a bit weird to try and get a kill if you only have Telekinesis. And they don't even have that yet. They have 1 point in Fate Bolt, and Ponlo is holding the skill points, deciding what he needs for the lane.
Yeah, it's one of those lanes that traditionally has been pretty good with the Rubik and the Underlord, because you've got the double attack damage mitigation with the Fade Bolt as well as the Atrophy Aura, but no one is kind of happy as a Clam down here. He doesn't have to get the Rage all too early. He's got himself a few levels in the Feast and the Ghoul Frenzy, so this lifesteal is going to have a pretty free time in this bottom lane. If he does get caught out, that is, I feel like probably going to be a mistake from that lane, but top lane, Aramis.
Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Creep might kill him, and that might give the gold over towards just the Dire side in general, but nope, it's Charlie that collects the kill. Gets his first one of the game. Last time out it was an assist, now it's just a heads-up kill. TB, feeling good, man. Like, you got the kill onto Nyx earlier, now you bring down this Rubik. Bottom lane, yeah, you're not stopping No One from farming, but it's not like your Underlord is being stopped from farming himself. He's not even gonna die here, like, or rather he shouldn't die. Like, I'll be amazed if he dies here, and he doesn't. He'll be fine. Ponlo does eventually level up the Telekinesis, dragging back No One, who has no point into the Rage just yet. And that'll allow S4 to still maintain presence in the lane. He's also about to pick up the Vanguard. So once that arrives, absolutely no chance of killing S4 unless he makes a huge misplay.
That's what I was going to say. As soon as you get Vanguard on this hero, you are nigh unkillable most of the time with Atropure at level 2 and the Vanguard. So that's all S4 is going to try and aim for right now. He's just going to try and get himself towards this Vanguard, and then he should be okay. You can always just fall back and farm the crit to Firestorm. So Alliance, they're pretty happy with how these first 4 minutes have gone here. A lot of their lanes are going relatively well. A lot of them are quite even. Oh, I was going to say, is Chuan going to try and get a kill here on Thompson?
He's fine, dude.
Okay, they're okay.
It's pre-level 6. Nothing happens in this lane pre-level 6. You know how many times I've seen this and gotten jebaited? How many games I've casted wasting my breath thinking, oh, something's going to happen, and then nothing does. So, not today, boys. Not today.
It's always exciting to just be gasping and exclaiming at anything a mid laner does. But yeah, I think Alliance are pretty happy with how this is going. Their mid and their off lane are going relatively even, whereas their off lane, their safe lane is one that's really starting to streak ahead here. Seb has
might actually
not
have
much.
Oh, Pondlo almost got the kill. If they could get, if this was daytime and they had straight vision of the Thompson Void Spirit, he'd actually be dead right now. But dude, I love how many times we've seen this lately. The difference between the map terrain means that nighttime makes a huge influence on the map. And now they're all going to jump Thompson. They're like, well, if one support isn't enough, bring them both over. We will ensure that we find the kill. They didn't necessarily need the Crystal Maiden, but they do get the kill before the Void Spirit picks up level 6. So, great grab. Chuan now picks up a rune and is going to head over towards bottom with the double damage. The first target might be Aramis, but Aramis kind of ruins the gank because they don't want to blow the double damage rune just on the Snapfire. So they just go back to farm. It'll be okay.
Yeah, he didn't have full enough mana pool to be able to get that kill. They're going to try and gank Seb here. Charlie's behind the tower with Hanskin.
I feel like there's no way Seb dies here. Ring of Health on the Nyx Assassin? There's just no way. They might go for Aramis instead, but I think they realized a little bit too late that the Nyx Assassin is far away. And one of the things you mentioned was about how this Nyx Assassin was going to play with the additional space. One of the things, it's harder to gank, sure, but it also means it's harder to catch this hero. But now they caught him. He didn't end up juking all the way to safety here, Fluke. He will get punished for this one. The jump comes in from Aramis with the Fire Snap cookie, but that might have just only doomed the Snapfire. They have a Conjure Image, but no reflection for another 10 seconds. So they have no way to slow down the Snapfire, who will be able to escape.
Yeah, he had a big wand as well. He's going to try and kill Thompson one more time here with Ponlo, but I think Ponlo may be the sacrifice.
Surely Ponlo dies here. Yeah, like surely. Dude, he's doing... Oh no, he's actually going to do it. Dude, I was talking to you about this build before the game. The double bracer on Void Spirit. I think he's actually going to do it. It looks like it.
It's pretty good. I mean, getting yourself the extra strength is very, very important for these heroes that kind of need to be in the middle of the fray. And that's going to be very, very important for Void Spirit here to be able to stay alive, make these rotations early on to be able to try and kill this Terrorblade who is having a fantastic time.
Yep. His times get even better right now as he's involved in an assist. They bring down Aramis. Hanskin is the one credited with the kill, but Charlie gets an assist. Bro, 51 CS and involved in 4 kills. He has 4k net worth at 8 minutes into the game. And mid, they're jumping onto Thompson right now as well. They should be able to find that grab as Chuan finishes off this Void Spirit. Oh my goodness, Alliance, 2k gold lead 8 minutes in. Then they're rotating top, they're not done just yet. I think Seb is dead. Oh, Seb is 100% dead. Hanskin gonna frostbite him up. There's no way to escape. They don't even need Chuan, but he's gonna jump in onto Aramis. Aramis, oh no, he just popped the TP as well. A walk of shame is in store for you, buddy. As he gets brought down by Charlie. 2 heroes dead on the top lane, 1 dead through mid. Alliance dominates everywhere on the map right now. It's only bottom that's okay, but even then, they still managed to find decent advantage for the side of Alliance.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why that you pick Underlord in this meta. This hero is absolutely bonkers. I have 100% win rate with this hero so far in the offlane. This hero, I don't know, man. It feels almost next to impossible to try and kill him. And the fact that they're putting a lot of their emphasis towards mid and top just means they understand what this hero can do. Seb said again.
You know, every time Seb dies, and don't you always forget when you have these off-kilter offlaners, you're like, oh, that's a Nyx Assassin dead. Like, if this was like some Legion Commander, Tide Hunter, you're like, or Beastmaster, you're like, well, it's okay. His team can set him up with some stacks or something so he can catch up. There's no catch up for this hero. They need to get kills. They will be able to get Hanskin down, and no one gonna try and make sure that they mow down Charlie. They brought in all their heroes here. Charlie has already triggered the Sunder earlier on. They still extend the fight for quite some time as Chuan shows up and they kill the Lifestealer off with the help of the Storm Spirit. With the Fiend's Gate rolling in from S4, they also managed to bring down this Void Spirit. Aramis, I don't think will be safe either. They conjure Image Illusion from Charlie, providing constant vision on the Snapfire. They run out of mana on the Storm Spirit, so they can't keep the aggression going. But they get the big kills. They bring down the safe laner, the mid laner, and they get the tier 1 tower. And all of this just in exchange for my safe lane and my 5. Hashtag worth, baby. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. You'll be taking that every day of the week here if you're Alliance. And they're doing a really good job of just putting the pressure back onto OG, who really needed their Nyx Assassin to have a few more of these items. S4 is dead. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, that's
rotation.
Well, that's the first, like, good rotation from OG, right? Bringing Thompson down so they can use the first instances of the Morty's Kisses. That was a big deal because if that doesn't work out for them, then S4 is able to finish off the mech pretty much uninterrupted, which would be a problem, but they do manage to bring him down. Dude, look at the net worth difference between this Underlord, who that thought we'll talk about it in a second as they're going on to Thompson in the mid lane, but I don't think they have enough damage just yet. Thompson making the right decision to dissimulate towards the east, lest he get caught out by Hanskin's Frostbite. That allows him to escape. But dude, look at the net worth difference between Nyx Assassin and the Underlord. 1,400 gold this early on. That is a big deal for a hero like Nyx who wants some mobility. They actually might kill Thompson. Thompson, he jumped in looking for Ponlo. Ponlo is still alive, not able to get off the telekinesis, and he will end up getting brought down. Hanskin, he roamed into vision looking for the Frostbite, but all he will find is death. Kitrak grabbing himself a double kill off of this. Does require 4 heroes to rotate mid, but it does protect the life of the Thompson Void Spirit. And given how instrumental he tends to be to the early game Fluke, they needed to do that to protect his life.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why I felt like old G have... Oh, they're going to try and kill Thompson here again. He's no mana.
Oh my god, dude. Alright. S4 is actually griefing this game. Bro, why did you come in and steal my kill? If I was Twin, I'd be mauling right now. He actually had that solo. Like 1v1 versus Thompson, he was going to kill him. That's actually crazy.
Well, they still were able to get the tier 1 tower. They make the rotation with Charlie. S4 only uses a Fiend's Gate, so 90 seconds on the sideline for that spell. But kind of circling back to what I was saying, this is why I feel like OG kind of have a little bit of an advantage in this patch, because they're really, really good at bringing enough heroes to be able to get the kills that they need. Whereas, you know, Alliance, I think they're over-aggressive a little bit towards that mid lane. They do bring it back and get the kills, and now they get another one on the Kitrak. And they kill Sep, though.
Seb has 2 points by Carapace. Oh, he's so dead. Oh, he is. Woo! Woo! Damn. Brought down by Charlie. Double kill for Alliance. I will admit, you know, a part of me feels very cathartic seeing a Terrorblade kill Seb. I'm taken back to some Army Terrorblade days and wishing it was them doing this at TI. You know, not doing it now, of course, but Alliance, 5k gold lead, 12 minutes in, or almost 30 minutes into the game. All their towers extremely healthy. All their fight capability seeming like it's on point. What's the game plan here for the side of OG? How do they recover the game state from where it is right now, Fluke?
I think they just need to get ganks with Seb and Thompson. Thompson has his Dagon 1 now, so he's got that extra bit of burst damage. Seb has close to his first Dagon, so they can get a lot of work done if they walk around with those 3 heroes. They can catch out Alliance if they are just sitting back and farming. The one issue is the fact that now they've taken so many of these tier 1 towers that Charlie can just do what he's doing right now and sit up on the top side of the safe lane. And this is the power of this new patch, is when you win your lane super heavily, you still have these massive amount of jungle camps to be able to go around with. They're looking to kill Thompson mid.
They're going to try and make this jump, and they should be able to get him brought down. He jumps forward to Astral Step, looking for Ponlo. Dissimulate in which direction, goes into the river, gets Ponlo, but it will only be a Pyrrhic victory as he dies immediately afterwards. Down bottom, they are making a potential jump onto S4, but they don't have the Nyx Assassin nearby, so the easy stun is not available. In fact, they rotate in Hanskin, who might try and look for a turnaround. And this is very, very problematic. They had Seb there smoked up as well, looking bottom for that kill onto the Underlord, but forced to respond towards middle. They don't get the jump bottom, and they're still trying to force the fight because Kitrak hasn't been able to retreat just yet. Oh no, he is very, very dead. And you know, there's a lot of spells I want to be giving up in the game of Dota 2 where I don't really care if Rubik steals it. Enchant is actually not one of them. Not only are Dispel super good in the game right now, given the lack of overall magic spell immunity, but these jungle creeps, very good to be able to steal away.
Yeah, it just means that Apollo's able to sit back and farm, right? Like he's able to get himself a creep and be an Enchantress 2.0. They're going to try and fight here bottom. Already used the Rage on no one. This could be a hectic gank.
We're gonna go to S4 first with Morty's Kisses after the Impale came out. He pumps the mech, still alive for now. And there comes the damage with the Metamorphosis tearing through Seb. Seb might end up losing his life here. Reflection, very good. Stolen usage of Morty's Kisses. Flies in the opposite direction. No one forced to try and rage himself away. Look at this. Fiend's Gate going right in front of this Life Stealer. There's no escape for you, my friend. They do manage to bring him down. Yeah, sure, they lose S4 in front of the Twin Gate, but who the hell cares? As now you've gotten the kill onto no one. You get a tier 1 tower off the back of this as well. An Alliance, even if they lose a hero here and there, it's always 1 step back, 5 steps forward for the boys in green. OG struggling right now, and I think what's really frustrating for me here, Fluke, is that very shortly, if this keeps going like this, and Void Spirit's also not progressing, they're gonna run out of damage before anything else, even though they have like tons of control for their lineup.
Yeah, exactly. They're about 700 gold away from having a Skadi on Charlie, and I mean, how are you supposed to kill a Terrorblade when you're lacking damage? Like, no one doesn't have the damage right now. He can't really deal with S4. He can't really deal with the Terrorblade. They're gonna have control issues against the Storm Spirit. Yeah, you're getting kills on Ponlo and Hanskin here and there, but eventually you're gonna run into this team that's just gonna be able to take the objectives directly away from you, and it's not really much that you're able to do. So Alliance are doing a really, really good job right now at getting much better trades across the map. They do have to be careful about over-aggressing on some of these objectives, though, because OG are more than happy to bring 5 heroes all the time due to their lineup. You know, these heroes are much more happier to get kills and get farm and experience that way rather than them sitting back and farming. So I think once they get the... Oh, okay, I was going to say once they get the Skadi, they already have the Skadi now on Charlie. This is kind of like the go button for Alliance. They can just put their emphasis on many of these objectives, get a Roche, get free kills.
Oh my god, look at this damage onto the Enchantress. Holy smokes. She is just dead. Kitrak, no more on the map. And unfortunately, Aramis and Seb can't really do much to stop this. So Hanskin is forced to use Freezing Field. Honestly, I think he just used that because he's like, I put the skill point into this. I haven't used it just yet. Might as well trigger off the ultimate. I'll look cool for a little bit of time. It's fine. Top. I think the Chuen and Ponlo was hoping to set up for a kill onto Thompson.
Ooh, Seb's here.
And the Seb is nearby. They get the stun out, looking for this kill onto Chuen, but they do not get there in time with Thompson. Instead, they get the turnaround onto Seb. Stolen Impale into this Pit of Malice. There's absolutely no chance for this next assassin to survive. And well, Seb, we are getting a masterclass as to why we don't necessarily see Nyx in the offlane anymore. As Aramis also gets brought down. He showed up through the Twin Gate, hoping to provide some moral support. All he does is support the coffers of Alliance as they kill him off as well, and make their net worth lead even more stark than it was before.
Yeah, it is. Just seems like that's a... Oh, okay, Polno, maybe the sacrifice. He's dead.
Alright.
Yeah, it really does seem like that Alliance are doing everything right now. They are being punished for some of their over-aggression and staying a little bit too long. So I would really love to see Alliance just kind of go as this 5-man ball. Like, you've almost got the Kyra and Sanj here for Chuen. You've got Charlie, basically everything that he wants in this game. I mean, he could probably just go for like a Daedalus next or something like that. I think is a good item progression for Charlie because he has been completely untouched in this game so far. So I definitely feel like they can just put a lot of pressure on the rest of these tier 2 towers, set their attention on towards a Roshan. Like Chuen with an Aegis is going to be impossible to kill. And then as soon as they get through that, they can get through their Tormentor in a minute and a half as well. So they've got plenty of objectives on the map here for Alliance to be able to just kind of cross off as they head towards a game 1 dub. But so now, not out of the realms of possibilities just yet, because with this patch, man, I hate calling games this early in this patch just because of how easy it is to fight back into them. Yeah. All it takes is one good team fight where you kill like 1 or 2 cores that are way ahead of you, and then one of your cores just gets like a full item off the back of it. Yeah.
Like the gold, the comeback gold isn't as obscene as it used to be, but it is definitely stronger than it was in the prior patch. Chuen might be on the receiving end of giving away said gold. They don't have the necessary lockdown though onto Chuen. S4 was nearby, popped the mech as well to ensure that the storm was going to be fine. Panlo also stole Dissimulate. This is not a small spell. This is actually like a fairly good game for Rubik spells. Like there's 3 good spells from the Nyx Assassin, Okay, Lifestealer spell sucks, kind of, but 2 good spells from Aramis, 3 good spells from, or 2 good spells from the Enchantress, and of course, everything you get from the Void Spirit can be very influential in this game. Alliance feels good. One thing I like what you're saying about this, them going into like this ball from Alliance, because one thing you mentioned the other day when we were watching a Bounty Hunter game is that these invis / pick-off style heroes hate playing into 5-hero lineups. And if you just 5-man before they can get ready, they literally have no counterplay against you. Like, what's Nyx gonna do when you're playing into all 5 heroes coming at you at once?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when these heroes are as big as the Storm and the TB. Ooh, quick hands there from no one.
Yeah.
I like that. He's got a Radiance built up now on the Nyx, so he's going to be a bit of a scary hero in these next couple of fights. And this is one thing that I've liked from OG. They've decided that they need to just kind of fall back and get some of their next items coming up. Looks like they are potentially looking for a smoke. They always have the Infest as well as the Vendetta ganks.
Ooh.
But now Alliance, they were looking towards Roche.
Bottom. They're going on towards Thompson potentially here. He gets off the Resonant Pulse, revealing this Aghanim Scepter. Will pop the Illusion Wound as well to get himself out of the Pit of Malice. Chuen still chasing. Only able to get the Remnant back onto Kitrak. He's out of mana on the Storm and he will end up dying to these Morty's Kisses. Chuen, first casualty of this fight. Will take the Enchantress down with him though. Charlie now wanting to turn around with the Eye of Skadi. The Fiend's Gate has expired, so they have to fight this head on. Seb looking for multiple heroes to catch at the Impale as it comes back on cooldown. Only going to be able to fight, well, nobody just yet. He's really waiting for this. Catches only the TB, but TB still has Sunder and Metamorphosis. They go on to Rubik, bring him down. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment. Hanskin, can he juke his way to safety is the question. Gets towards the Tiamat Tower, but that's not necessarily safety because they have the Impale. 1 more second, they find the stun. Bit of Malice was there, but not going to be enough. Hanskin brought down by the Radiant Burn of no one. It's a 3-for-1 affair in this bottom lane, and Alliance finally find themselves on the receiving end of an L here in game number 1 as OG finally take a team fight.
Like, just looking at the fight recap, they got almost 3,000 gold from that fight. Like, Nixon and Lifestealer almost got 1,000 gold each. Like, how crazy is that? That this game was like, in the previous patch, you're like, oh, okay, Alliance, like, they're cruising this game. Like, this game's super easy for them. But as I said, all it takes is one fight. And it's not like they have perfect amount of lockdown either for Alliance. Like, they did definitely overstep their bounds with Chuen. He used a lot of his mana to be able to get into that fight. He got punished super hard for it. But these fights are very, very important for OG to be able to come back in with a bit of network.
They're fighting again, though, down in this bottom lane. They get, oh, beautiful. Pit of Malice with the 2-hero telekinesis. But an even better stun comes in from Seb. He's delaying this fight right now. But it seems like nobody in his team has any interest in helping himself or Aramis out. As Seb gets brought down by Hanskin, Aramis follows him into the grave. They did buy enough time for Thompson to say, all right, boys, see ya. I'm out. I'm just going to take the Twin Gate. But with both of these heroes being down, this opens up the path towards Roshan as Alliance go into the pit with ample opportunity to kill him off before nighttime strikes in this game.
Yeah. So they're going to be able to get themselves an Aegis here. No one's having some issues, it seems. But yeah, like sometimes you can just see what happens when they're the ones that are getting initiated on for old G, right? Like they've definitely got enough catch and enough damage for themselves. Like even in a fight like that, like they almost made a they made a 1,500 net worth swing in a fight where you take a Nyx and a Snapfire who are both very low on the net worth chart. So gold from fighting in this patch is absolutely bonkers. So if you're playing your pubs out there, ladies and gentlemen, fight for everything. Fight for every objective on the map. Because that's where most of your gold is going to be. Jungle camps, not as good. They're still good. Not as good, though.
Yep. Nothing is better than fighting. And of course, we mean fighting the enemy team, not your own team, you know?
Yes. If you have to, mute all. That's the greatest feature in Dota 2 is mute all. Chuck on some sick tunes, maybe a YouTube video, chuck on a podcast, whatever you want to do. Vibe out, play your games, get the MMR. Glicko will figure it out eventually, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you've lost a couple of ranks now, lost a couple thousand of them, it's fine. Glicko will get you to your respective skill soon enough.
I have a very mixed perspective when it comes to like muting players. Like Dota is much more relaxed when everyone's muted, but it's way easier to earn MMR when you can talk to your team. Like, oh my god, the difference it can make. There was a point I was playing like for like 6 months, muting everybody as like a default when I start the game, and then at some point I was like, let me talk to my team, and I gained like 2 ranks in a few months. It was awesome. It was great. It was good times.
I think it kind of depends on the type of player that some people are. Like, some people need to mute their entire team.
Yeah.
Seb?
Seb, well, we know he's not muting his team. He looks very unhappy right now, but definitely to tell his team what's happening as he dies. Tier 3 tower now under jeopardy as they have the Aegis to help them cover this assault. I love that they gave the Aegis towards Chuen. That does mean that Charlie is a little bit vulnerable, so he can get jumped on and killed. I think he realizes that. So they're backing off from trying to force the push. At the same time, OG, they smoked up. Thompson has a Lifestealer presence inside of him that he would love to reveal, but not onto the Terrorblade. S4, also not really a great target, sitting with a pipe mech, the Vanguard, building into Guardian Greaves. Definitely not the target I want to jump on. Actually, who is even a palatable target here on the side of Alliance? If you're not a support, everybody else seems a little bit sus to jump on.
I mean, that's a good question, right? Like, who do you actually jump on? Like, this TV has 3.5k HP. I got mad about this the other day when we were casting. I'm mad about it still. Why does TV have 3,500 HP? Like, I understand he's built Scarred, he's on Strength Treads, and he has a Sergeant Yasha and a Hurricane Pike, but how are you supposed to kill this man? Like, he has Sunder as well available. BKB is not as good anymore. It still doesn't matter because Sunder goes through BKB now, which is a little bonkers. But, I mean, this hero is so strong, and it seems like so far that a lot of these Terrorblade players have been able to abuse his laning phase as well. And off to a good start with a hero like Terrorblade. You farm so fast, and you're able to outcarry a lot of these other heroes like the Nakes, who has done a really good job at starting to come back into this game, but always being behind is never where you want to be as a Lifestealer, especially into a carry-to-carry matchup where you are losing out. So it is going to be a hard game, and maybe we look towards the next couple of drafts in this series, the TV, whether it's a win or a loss for OG. I definitely think this Terrorblade here is something you have to think about.
See a big dive happening in the top lane. Seb finds his life getting taken away. What's intriguing to me about this Terrorblade hero and how well he's doing in this game is my read so far, having played some pubs with Terrorblades in them, having played a TB game or two, having seen and casted some of these TB games, is that the hero, unless he's off to a very good start, doesn't feel as strong as he used to be. But then you have these games where he's like 5k up on the next hero chasing, and you're like, yeah, okay, hero's nuts. Hero's absolutely busted. And right now, it's going to be very difficult to imagine a world where OG, if they don't find a quick answer to this TB, if they can have a way to come back in this game. We do pick up this Manta style from the Lifestealer, but feels like they need the Basher ASAP. We're going to try and deal with this push. Yeah, it's just gone. And they still have full HP on all these heroes. They could still try for more here. They're thinking about it. Nice little stun onto Charlie. Kitrak, he doesn't have a TP either.
Yeah.
The courier's coming in to deliver it to him as they get the jump onto Chuen. At the same time, though, Thompson getting jumped on and Thompson getting killed off. He is gone. Does have buyback, though. At the same time, jump forward by Chuen. Looking for Seb. Will be able to pick him up. They just want as many kills on the Store Spirit as humanly possible. Charlie is credited with the kill on the Nyx. But the priority target is going to be this lane of racks as they pick it up pretty much for free. We see through middle, no one trying to force back this wave. But they still have creeps inside the base. So they have no protection through backdoor. And Chue just jumps onto Kitrak as soon as he came back, as soon as he's killed off. And that is now a 3v5 to try and mount the defense of this mid lane. No one. He has his radiance on here, Fluke, so he might be in an awkward position. Okay, just turned it off. Behind these heroes.
They know that he's there, though.
They know where he's at, but do they care? They finish off this melee racks. They're jumping onto no one. No one forced to pop a rage, but still going to end up dead. Oh, God. They will be able to bring down the rage racks as well. Aramis dragged back in by Chuen. Chuen serves him up on a silver platter for Charlie to take down. And with all these heroes just bleeding away their lives, and the fact that there's no buyback on Lifestealer, this is going to be mega creeps. Chuen still does have Aegis for a little bit longer. 7 more seconds. Will he die in that duration? Not just yet. Seb gets himself brought down. We see the jump in with Thompson. Thompson wants this kill. The Aegis does expire, but they still find the kill first onto Thompson. Aramis not going to be enabled to bring down Chuen as he dies as well. Ponlo, he's the one with the stolen Morty's kisses, raining them down over OG. They won't find anything though. But Alliance, they dark drifted back, but here they return, looking to ensure that they can end out this game. Thompson jumping this way and that with the Disseminate. Not going to be good enough though. He gets caught in the Pit of Malice, dragged back in, and they will be able to bring him down. No buyback for the Void Spirit. Lifestealer comes in. He at least wants 1 kill. I don't even think he's going to find that. And Alliance, I don't know what miracles you have in your back pocket, Fluke, but I don't think any of them is going to help OG at this point. It seems like game 1 should be going the way of Alliance, unless they can win this last fight. Beautiful 2-hero impale coming in from Seb. It enables them to kill S4. Now they want Pondlo as well. He is dead too. Alrighty, they defended the melee racks as well. Charlie, can he get himself out of here? Oh, nice little cancel on the Hurricane Pike, enchanting him during the animation. So it cancels out the 4-star, kills him off. And Alliance will end up losing 3. It's not a cheap hold by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a hold, Fluke. It is a hold, which is the best they can expect for now.
Dude, look how show fire recap. Click it. Look how much gold they got for killing TB.
Oh my god!
They got
What?
4.1k for killing TB.
Holy smokes.
What?
It's a lot of money.
Sep has a whole new item, bro. What?
Radiant are scanning.
That's crazy, and that's why that play from Kitrak was so sick. This was like 24k net worth, by the way, before TB and Storm left the base. So they have swung this by a decent amount of gold, like 7 or 8. Like, look at the spike. Like, that is nuts. Man, why I'm saying that, like, I don't think you can call games this early anymore in this patch because of how easy it is for you to just have this massive net worth swing, and especially the kill S4 here too.
Yep. S4 should end up dead here. Bit of Manus will be dropped down. No one will chase him with the raise. The question is, will no one escape with this one as well? Chuen jumping in. They want no one. They want the real target here. Lifestealer is the big prize. Metamorphosis popped by the Terrorblade. They will not be able to get him out with the Fire Snap Cookie. And he ends up dead. 72 seconds. No buyback for the Lifestealer. They're going for a further chase here. Pondlo stole away the Aether Remnant. But his Blink still on cooldown for a further 4 seconds. So can't give further chase. And of course, Storm Spirit running out of mana. Okay, pretty big pickup onto no one there. I don't think they can push before he has respawn and or before meta is on cooldown again for Charlie, but still nice to see from the side of Alliance. And they're actually gonna fight more. Chuen, he's out of mana. He might be in a bad place here. Only has 600 left, but they have so much damage. Seb, the meager amount of disable they have is more than enough time to kill him off. He buys back though, returning onto the outpost. They jump in, they kill Pondlo. And the TPN from the next assassin. He's here to ensure that Alliance have absolutely no hope of progressing forward in this fight. But he wants more. Chasing further on this next assassin. Doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but does have a 4-star. Might be able to catch out the Storm Spirit. Nice little pushback with the Psychic Headband. Will give him enough time to zip away. Dude, that last little piece of mana. What a presence of mind to get that pushback. If he doesn't do that, he actually dies. But doing that and zipping away keeps him alive on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and it would have been a big kill to be able to find Chuen as well. They probably might not have lost the gem, but they definitely would have lost a little bit more net worth once again. And this is OG fighting their way back into this game. They still need to try and keep their cause alive for some of these team fights. Thompson is surviving, which is kind of big for the side of OG. The fact that Thompson is the one that's starting to live these fights. They are very far down when it comes to these 2 lanes of racks, but eventually they're going to start to have some more of these items. And now they're setting their attention onto Roche as well. This is going to be the Aegis and the Cheese.
But they're coming to defend this one.
Alliance are ready to fight though.
Exactly. They're not going to let this one go for free. There is a Watcher on the side of OG, so they know what's coming. Very quick destruction on the Watcher. Thompson.
For the backstab.
He's infested into right now. Wants to find a target. Lift back onto Pondlo at a critical moment. They jump in, but they've caught Thompson. Thompson, does he have a way out of this? Absolutely not. He is dead. Down to rights. No buyback either. They're going to be going on to no one, who's soon going to find himself joining his compatriot. Zip that way, zip that way. Chuen zips every way. A Ravage comes in from Seb. 4 heroes caught in the impale, but it's not going to make a difference. The Fade Bolt from Pondlo still brings them down. And now they Fade Bolt, or they use the Dark Rift, or Fiend's Gate, whatever the hell this spell is called. They go into the Radiant base right now. They want to try and finish this game, Fluke. They force a buyback out of this Lifestealer, but they know there's nothing left in the tank. That's it. GG, well played. Alliance just heads up, take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, what a sick start to this series.